thing that I'm doing here is I'm making this little sign with this little adorable little red truck. I found this on Pinterest, of course. Where else do you find things like this, right? And this was a free printable, and I will link the website below where I found it. And I like to tear the edges here and kind of make it look like it's a torn piece of paper. Now this sign has a different saying on the back. I actually made this sign last year, and it says faith, family, and freedom on the back, and I wanted to put a different design on the back side of it, and I wanted to use the truck this year, and then that way I can just flip it around and use it whichever way that I want to use it. So right now I'm just kind of angling it where I want it to be, and then I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and I have the glossy kind. That is what I have on hand, so that's what I'm using. I would probably recommend using a matte. I don't like to use a lot because I'm not real good at Mod Podging, and so I tend to use too much, so you saw me using less of it there, just to be on the safe side. I've learned from experience. It's not the thing that I am really that great at, but I do like to Mod Podge a nice sign once in a while, because rather than trying to come up with an entire design completely on my own. And then here you just see that I'm smoothing out the edges. I'm smoothing out where there's some wrinkles in the middle, and then I'm kind of just pulling it out to the edges, and I'm just making sure that I don't have any bubbles or wrinkles in it where I don't want them, and just kind of moving along the edges there. When you use Mod Podge, you just want to make sure that you do that so that you don't end up with wrinkles in the middle of your design. And that is the easiest sign I have made all year. Alright, I have all these ribbon, and I have my rolling pin, and I'm going to take all of these ribbons and I'm going to put them together and make a bow out of them, kind of like a shabby chic rag style ribbon. If you have seen Teresa from Our Green Acres, she makes these kind of ribbon bows, and that's where I've found how to do this. I want to make sure that I mention that, and I just thought I'd try my hand at my own here. And I'm thinking that the colors that I have are working well for a patriotic styled tray. And then you see there, I'm just gonna glue it probably onto my rolling pin. So I'm just gonna trim it up to the size that I want it to be, and trim all of my sides here. And then after I trim all of my sides, I will go ahead and I'll probably like fluff them out some so that they kind of spread out and you can see more of the different designs of the different ribbons. Alright, I'm just going to take an extra piece of lace that I have from what I cut off, and I'm just going to take my glue gun and I'm going to glue it in place there. It gives it kind of a center to the bow. Kind of covers up that jute twine there that I used to tie it up with. Alright, so now I'm going to take my bow and I'm going to just figure out where I want it here on my rolling pin, and then I'm just going to take my glue gun and glue it right where I want it. And then that'll just make a nice decoration on my rolling pin that will look nice on my tiered tray. All right, it is time to start decorating the tray, the fun part. I have all my Patriotic decor, and I'm going to be using my white tiered tray because it looks really great with the red and the blue. I'm beginning here with my two pieces that I'm using to anchor this, and this is my creamer and my sugar bowl. And I got these at the Salvation Army, and I can link that video below for you in case you're interested in watching it. But I love these because they're blue and white. I knew that I would be able to use them for different things throughout the year.